Gentle dudes and gentle dudettes, welcome back to the channel. Today I'm working on the G8 again, and just to give you a roundabout of the whole car entirely, it's got 200,000 miles on it. It still runs great, the transmission still works great, and I'm in the process of jinxing all of that. One of the front wheels is making some noise, and I'm assuming it's the drinker side. And why am I thinking it's the drinker side? Because this is the one I had the trouble with the strut bushing on the top. So the wheel was kind of like this for a while. So I think that might have damaged the bearing. 200,000 miles on, I might need to do both. And I had to wait like almost 2 or 3 weeks to get the bearing because, you know, they just don't have these laying around in the United States. I got the tire off. Hopefully you didn't need to see that. And the brake and the calipers off. Or I'm sorry, the brake bracket, caliper bracket's off, and the caliper is off. And now it's, you know, it's like most hubs. There's 3 studs holding it in, or 3 bolts, and they're using 10mm Allen wrench sockets from the back, or bolts from the back. I've got this one loose, and I'm going to get the other 2 out. Let me see if I can get the camera in there so you can watch a little bit. But you know what I hate? One of the bolts is right here, and the socket goes to here. So I might have just to get an Allen key just to get that one out. But, you know, what are you going to do? Alright, it's kind of dark in there. Got full sun today, so it's going to make it a little bit difficult for you to see what I'm doing, I think. Somebody was thinking when they made this, the stud just barely comes through on the other side, or the bolt. And as you know, if there's too much of that bolt sticking through there, it gets rusty on the end, and then you got a real issue trying to get that out. There we go. So 10mm Allen key. It looks so much beefier when it's the whole key. Come on, come on. Make sure it's in there. No ratcheting though, it kind of stinks. So let's put it somewhere. I hope I can get this pipe. Will give me enough leverage. Come on. Try the other side. There we go. Try to avoid some smashed knuckles here. Put my gloves back on. Well, there it goes. This one's going to be a while. Wow. That works. The struggle is real. Okay, I think you guys get the idea. I'm going to get this one out, and I'll get the other one out, and then we'll knock this hub out. This bolt up front here, very easy to get to. Turn the wheel hard right, and you got all sorts of room here. You probably get an impact gun in there. Got the speed sensor disconnected. Now I'll take a couple whales at it with a hammer and see if that thing comes out. For an Ohio vehicle, somewhat, last couple of years anyway, this is coming out probably the easiest one I've done in a long time. Look at that. So I'll clean this up here a little bit and we'll slide the next one in there. So I got the spindle cleaned up a little bit, and before I go to put the bearing in, I'm going to put a little fluid film on it. It seems to, this stuff works pretty well actually. I sprayed on the face of the hub too before I put the wheel on, because if you know, if you have aluminum wheels, they tend to stick to that bearing in the northern climes. So if you've ever had to loosen your lug nuts and then drive down the road just to get the wheel loose, you know what I'm talking about. So, but this, I've used this for a while now, ever since I saw Eric on SMA use it, and seems to work pretty well. Doesn't take a lot. That should be good. So let me get the hub, we'll slap it in there. We have us a Moog unit, and this, I'm not kidding, it took 2 or 3 weeks to get this. And again, if you don't know, this car was made in Australia, so getting parts can sometimes take a little bit of time. A little pro tip, I turned the wheel all the way to the left to get to the back 2 bolts, and I turned it all the way to the right to get the front one. But you can get all 3 from the front. So what I'm going to do is get all 3 of them tight, and then I'll torque this one, and then when I'm ready, I'll turn the wheel to the left and then torque the other 2. That was stuck behind the lower control arm bolt over here. While I took it out with this side, I finished taking it out with this side and then putting it in with this side, because you can swivel this enough to work around that bolt. And I think if I have to do the other side anytime soon, I'm going to get a 10mm one that fits on my ratchet with a ball end like that. That made it kind of nice. So make sure you have one of those. It'll make your job a little easier. Okay, I got the 3 bolts in. I'm plugged in the speed sensor, and now we're going to put the caliper bracket back on wherever I did with it. And where is it? There it is. Put the rotor on and the caliper. Now if you can't tell, I did spray the hub with some of that fluid film so that the rotor doesn't stick to it. You don't need thread locker in Ohio. We have rust. The ultimate thread locker. If you watch my other, I did a brake job on this thing, and And I made some video of me sandblasting the caliper brackets and then painting them. And I hope you watch it because it was very hot that day and I had a monkey suit on with the hood on and it was very hot. I was very sweaty. And I know you like watching me suffer. So go back. I'm going to put a link into it. You can watch it. And I may have these powder coated eventually, but I got to do the backs yet. And I'm not going to sandblast those. So. But when I did this, I hit this with the Brillo pad that I showed you when I was cleaning out the hub center. So it actually looks pretty good with the wheel on. Now you're not going to win any awards at the car show with hitting this with a little sandpaper, but it does brighten it up a little bit. And I'm using this 180 grit. There's actually some GA sandpaper, but it takes that dull aluminum oxidation off. And you know what, if you just do this every time you got your wheel off, spend a couple minutes just polishing her up, it does, it looks better coming through your wheel. That way when you're going down the highway, somebody looks over at your wheel and says, wow, you guys got it all detailed out. And we know the truth. And by the time I get done with everything I got to do, honestly, I think I am done. I might have to get clean the wheel up a little bit more, but yeah, I think for the most part things are done here. But spend a couple minutes, clean it up a little, or spend all day at it. You know, it's up to you. But I thought it looked pretty good, so it encourages me to sit here and do a little bit more and share it with you guys and see what you think. Just from 10 feet, I thought it looked pretty good. Who doesn't love a 10-footer? Alright, I'm going to put the wheel on. We'll take her for a little rip here, see if I got the right wheel bearing. So we're going to take this car for a little rip. Here's something else we got to fix. The headliner's coming down. Can you see the door panel? It's coming apart. Has many of you done this? If I take the door panel off, will this come off from the other side so you can cover it? Down below with your comments, hopefully. Maybe somebody's done that. So let's go for a little ride.
This Wednesday night at Huntington Park in Columbus. If you want to go, you can get in on it now at our website.
I doubt very seriously you'll be able to hear anything, because honestly, I could feel it more in the steering wheel than I could hear it. It would have this low little rumble. You know the stuff. You know the drill. I'm not joking. But yeah, it already feels. I can already tell. I love this car. It just drives so nice.
330-526-6070. The best blend of art and science for your skin.
Shanklin Heating and Air Conditioning. Call Shanklin today. Relax now, Shanklin.
Put the wheels up. Oh, I better turn the radio off. Windows up. Air conditioner on. It's hot. Yeah, if you saw the video when I replaced the strut, because that tire, that wheel was so off camber, it wore the tire funny. And then when I finally fixed it, it was like a tractor tire because the tread was so messed up. Well, then I got a new tire, and that was a lot quieter. But then I could hear the bearing was bad. Oh yeah, it's definitely gone. So that was it, and I'm glad. But you know what? I might order the other bearing just because it took so long to get that one. Well, it'll be alright. But hey, anyway, thanks for joining me. And if you like what's going on with the G8, you want to see me replace the headliner, go ahead and subscribe, because that'll be next. I'm getting sick and tired of ducking under this thing, and that should be coming up pretty soon. I need to order the material. I'm kind of trying to decide whether I want to do something fancy like Alcantara, or is it Alcantara, one of those, and or just because it has like a fabric texture to it, and normal headliner is just that felt. So we'll see. I'll see what I can come up with on eBay or Amazon or whatever. All right, thanks for joining, everybody. I hope you have a great day.